What's up guys, we're here and welcome back to another power station review video. So for this one, we'll be reviewing the Bluetti or Bluetti AC2A portable power station, which was recently released here in the Philippines. So what else are we waiting for? Let's have a closer look at the Bluetti AC2A. But first, what's included in the package or in the box if you buy a Bluetti AC2A? So first of all, obviously the portable power station itself, and along with that one is your XT60 solar panel cable with an MP4 connector at the other end, and of course an AC cord which you would use to charge your portable power station, and lastly your owner's manual and warranty card. So basically those are the contents if you buy a Bluetti AC2A. Alright, so now let's have a closer look at the Bluetti AC2A and its specification. So the Bluetti AC2A is a 204.8 watt-hour portable power station which could output a maximum of 300 watts. So on top right here you have your DC PV input. So this is where your XT60 cable will go through if you're charging your AC2A using a solar panel or via car. Below that one is your DC output, a 12 volt DC output socket. And besides that is your DC switch output, and then your main power button, and then the AC output switch. And on top of the three buttons is your LCD display screen or LCD screen. So this screen displays the current charge of your AC2A and how long that charge will last, as well as the output wattage and input wattage and other important information such as if your powerlifting is turned on or the eco mode or turbocharging and etc. On this side you have two 220 volts AC outlet, and that has a pure sine wave inverter. And you have more DC output right below here. So one USB-C which could output a maximum of 100 watts, and two USB-A which are rated at 5 volts and 2.4A amps. So that's in front of the Bluetti AC2A. On this side you have your AC input, a ventilation, and a grounding point. And another ventilation on the other side, and then lastly the handle, the ergonomic handle of the AC2A. So that's a closer look of the Bluetti AC2A. Let's talk more features of this portable power station. It has a LiPo4 battery, a lithium iron phosphate battery which has a life cycle of 3,000 plus. It also has a smart remote control via Bluetti App, which I'll show later, a seamless uninterruptible power supply in 20 milliseconds, meaning if there's a power outage, it could still provide power to your desktop PC or any similar device plugged on the power station itself. And pass-through charging. So if there are devices plugged on the power station and the power station is plugged on the wall, it will still charge the power station while providing power to the devices plugged on it. So that's pretty much it with the closer look on the Bluetti AC2A. Now, what are the devices, gadgets, and appliances that you could plug into the AC2A? So as mentioned earlier, it could output a maximum of 300 watts. So basically anything below 300 watts or anything that will consume below 300 watts, you could plug it into the AC2A. Like for example, a mini fridge which consumes somewhere around 60 to 70 watts, and a mini blender or a juice extractor, laptop, what else? An electric blanket, your DC devices, your phone, drone, fan, etc. Basically anything that could consume or would consume below 300 watts. Those are the devices and appliances that you could plug into the AC2A portable power station. If 300 watts is not enough, you could just basically turn on the Bluetti AC2A's Powerlifting Mode via the Bluetti app, which I would also show you later on. So if you turn on the Powerlifting Mode, the maximum output would be now 600 watts, so basically double of the original. So for example, if your device that you're trying to plug in is 400 watts or 500 watts, just basically turn on the powerlifting mode and plug it in and you're good to go. But do take note, it's only for resistive loads. So for example, a mini rice cooker or other similar heating appliances or devices. Now let's talk about charging the Bluetti AC2A. So there are three ways that you could charge this portable power station. So the first one is by plugging it onto your wall outlet on your home. Second is by using a solar panel. And then lastly is by using a car or via car or generator. And like any other Bluetti portable power station, the AC2A has 3 charging modes. So the first mode is normal, and then turbo mode, and lastly is the silent mode. So charging times for normal mode, I've tested this from 0 to 100%. It took me about 2 to 2.2 hours of charging time. And then on turbo mode, they claim that you could charge this from 0% to 80% within 45 minutes. So in my testing, from 20% to 100%, it also took about 45 minutes. So their claim is legit. And for silent mode, it took more than 2 hours, or roughly about 2 hours as well. 2.2 to 2.4 hours of charging time. Then for solar charging, it will take about 1.2 hours if you're using a 200 watts solar panel and if the conditions are perfect. So far, I've only tested using my 100 watts solar panel, and then from 65% to 100, it will take about 1 to 1.2 hours of charging. So when it comes to powering or charging up your devices, the Bluetti AC2A could charge up your phone from low battery conditions like for example 0 to 20%, 8 to 10 times roughly. And on my test, it would take about 10 to 15% of the charge and take around 1 hour to 1.4 or 1.3 hours of charging time. And then for other appliances or devices, the Bluetti AC2A could power a mini fridge, a 60-watt mini fridge for 2 to 2.1 hours, and then a 150 watts mini blender mini blender for about 50 to 58 minutes. A laptop which constantly draws somewhere around 50 to 60 for about 2.2 or 2 hours to 2.2 hours. Then a 20 watts Bluetooth speaker for about 4.8 or 4.6 to 4.9 hours. So those are just few devices that I've given as an example. But in order for you to determine how long can the Bluetti AC2A power up your device, just basically take the 204 watts per hour and then divided it by the wattage of your device or appliance. For example, you have an appliance or device that has a wattage of 100 watts. 204 divided by 100 watts, and then that's the uptime for your appliance or device. So now let's have a quick look at the Bluetti app and the Bluetooth connectivity of the AC2A. So just download the Bluetti app from the Google Play Store or Apple App Store, or just scan the QR code on top of your AC2A. Once that's done, launch the app or open the app, and no account creation required. You could immediately jump to My Devices and add the AC2A from the list. Once that's done, tap on the AC2A and it will show you similar information displayed on your LCD screen like the charge, output wattage, and input wattage. You could also turn on or off your AC and DC output remotely via the app. So you could turn in the DC on as seen, as well as the AC. And it will also show you how much you have saved by using the solar generation. To access more features, you could go to the settings on the upper right corner. It will show you your user manual here, and then you could toggle or change the charging mode of the AC2A. So you have standard, silent, and turbo. You could also turn on the powerlifting via this app and also configure the eco settings of the AC2A. So they are separate for the AC and DC. You could configure how long it will shut down. Like for currently now, it's set to 1 hour. So if the AC is currently just pulling 10 watts, and within 1 hour, it will automatically shut down. Same story with the DC. But for the power, you could set it to a minimum of 5 watts. So that's with the eco settings. And you could also configure the auto sleep of your LCD screen or the actual unit itself. Minimum would be 30 seconds, maximum would be 5 minutes or never. You could also check for any updates for your power station, as well as on the advanced settings, you could configure the AC output frequency. You could change it between 50 and 60 Hz, as well as the grid self-adaptation. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Bluetti app and the Bluetooth connectivity of the AC2A. Lastly, my personal review on this Bluetti AC2A portable power station. So I was already able to take this on an overnight car camping trip, so 2 days and 1 night. And I was charging 2 phones, RC battery, some lamps, and drone batteries. So yeah, let's talk about the pros and cons. So for the pros, the AC2A is much portable compared to the EB3A. So it's much lighter, a bit smaller, and it has a ergonomical handle. So you could carry this easily. So if you have watched my previous car camping vlog, I was able to carry this up on the RTT or rooftop tent with no dramas at all, or at ease rather. So yeah, more portable compared with the EB3A. And then for the fan noise, the AC2A is much quiet compared with the EB3A. So you could sleep comfortably inside your tent while you're charging your devices. Same story when you're also charging this portable power station, even on turbo mode. Another pro is that it's more aesthetic looking than the EB3A. So you have round edges here, unlike with this one that looks more boxy. And also it's durable. So I was driving on a rough road and I'm just basically putting it on top with no extra securities and whatnot, like I'm not strapping it down or something else, and nothing's gone wrong with it. So it's still running as it's intended. No wirings internally are getting disconnected and whatnot. And then lastly, the pricing. So the AC2A is much cheaper than the EB3A. So the AC2A has a price tag of 11,490 pesos compared with the EB3A that has a 14,999 pesos. So it's a 15,000 portable power station. So now let's talk about the cons of the AC2A. So first of all, if I were to take this for more than 2 days of car camping trip or outdoor trip, then I think the AC2A won't cut it if I were to power the same devices that I mentioned earlier. So it has a smaller capacity than compared to the EB3A by 64 watts if I'm not mistaken, because the EB3A has a 268 watt per hour capacity, unlike with this one, as mentioned earlier, has a 204 watts per hour capacity. So yeah, if you're charging more devices and going on a trip for more than 2 days or more than an overnight, AC2A won't be enough for you. And also with a limit of 300 watts max, you're only limited to a smaller appliances or devices. Another con of the AC2A is that it has less whistles than the EB3A. So you don't have a wireless charger on top and as well as the light in front. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this Bluetti AC2A review. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to like and share this and subscribe if you haven't, so that you'll be updated for our upcoming videos. So thanks for watching and see you on the next vid. Bye!